What's up, you guys? Here we got our 70mm dark wing we're going to be doing a build of. This is the Detrum 70mm combo kit from hobbyparts.com. I already did a build video on the thrust tube here. It's just a 20-ounce foam cup, 70mm EDF unit in there. I already went ahead and took liberty to cut out some of these pieces. These are all just straight cuts. Whenever it's not marked, you know it's just a straight cut. And here's for setting your airfoil and your elevons in the back. This will be your template. I already went ahead and cut out the two tail fins and the two pieces of canopy, which I cut out of an extra piece of foam board here. And this is the Elmer's foam board. See it right here. It's Elmer's, and it's really kind of better stuff than your typical foam board. I mean, it already comes black inside and out, and it's thicker or more rigid than regular foam board. Not really thicker, just more rigid. And that's what I prefer to build all my 70mm jets out of. Alright. So like I said, I already went ahead and cut out some of these pieces. They were all straight cuts. The only thing you had to do was put a 30-degree angle in on the bottom of your tail fins. But the rest are all just straight cuts. Alright, so now this makes it easier too to go ahead and, let me grab some scissors. Now we can go ahead and cut off some of this excess paper, kind of just in the way. Let's just get this right out of the way. Now you see we got our just a smaller piece to work with. And trim this down a little smaller. Here's our two foam sheets that we're going to be using. Like I said, it's the Elmer's. These sheets come with a bow in them, and put the crown facing upward, or the bow facing upward. That way when we create our jet, we'll already kind of have an airfoil already built into the jet. So what I did here was trim down the plans. I got my two pieces of foam board laid out. I'm going to be using two pieces and just putting them together to create the main wing. So what I'll do is, this is the top of our jet. I'm going to take and flip both these over. I'll show you how we're going to attach these. And again, I'm just working on a carpet. It's always seems to work out better than anything else for cutting. Now I'm going to take some tape here, put our two pieces together. There's just some box tape I picked up. Make sure your pieces are nice and set. Again, this will be the bottom of our jet. Just push that on there real good. Now we can take and flip this back over. Oops. Well, as you can see, there's all my pieces I cut. These are all just extra plans that I had, extra pieces. Alright, now let's go back over here. Here's where our two pieces meet. We're going to want to take our plans go ahead and just continue your line right out the bottom of your sheet from the back of your bat wing here. Same thing on the nose. You guys are going to want to build these in this step too. Use these steps to do it. Alright, so there we got our plans all set. I'm going to take and tape this down on here. Center it real nice. Now we can go ahead and do some taping. Make sure you keep your paper nice and flat when you're taping it on your sheets. Try to rush through this, guys, so I don't have to make 5 videos. I seem to always get stuck making at least 3. This is a little bigger jet than the little micro. You really just want to put tape wherever you think you're going to be coming in there with your knife and it's going to be pulling on your paper. Try to tape it off real nice. That way my paper don't move around when I'm trying to cut. Looks pretty good. Alright, let's get right into cutting this thing. Now I got an X-Acto knife here and a regular straight knife. Now we're going to go ahead and use this X-Acto for all these sharp turns. And you guys, you definitely want to use one of these for making these sharp turns. I mean, on this kind of stuff here, you can use just the straight knife. Let's go ahead and clean out an area here. Get started on cutting. What I'll do here is start at the bottom, my right elevon. I'm going to do all these sharp turns, cuts. Again, this is just all straight cuts. The only 45-degree angle cuts there are on the outside of the wings. Like I said, you definitely want an X-Acto knife for this stuff. And you'll see, you'll get some really nice cuts. And I got a bunch of these blades laying around so I can eat them up as I go here. Again, these are all just straight cuts for your whole main airframe. I'm going to go ahead and knock out all these hard cuts. I love flying this dark wing. It's a really fun jet. Come back in here. Again, all this is just straight cuts, guys. I didn't want to make you make a 45-degree cut in such a sharp turn here. Again, I'm just staying on my lines, cutting on top of a carpet. That way you ain't dulling out the bottom of your razor knife on some kind of hard surface. Alright, I did the whole bottom, all straight cut. Now I'm going to get in here, start working this top. I like to have a nice big open space too to do all this in. Let's come back in here on these ears. Again, guys, this is all just straight cuts. The only 45-degree angle cuts we're going to be doing are on the outside of our wings here, which I got it marked. And I'm using my X-Acto knife in here. You don't want to try to get a straight knife through all this. And you'll see when I'm done here what a nice job the X-Acto knife does. I'm going to take my time building this bat wing because I tore apart my other one just to make this build video, and I had to draw the plans up off my other one. Alright, so we did all the straight cuts and all the sharp turns. Get our scissors. Now we can take our regular straight knife, straight blade, and here we got a 45-degree angle out. So just follow your arrows, which means you're going to be cutting outside the piece all the way around. So I'll just come out with what I think is about a 45-degree angle. Again, I'm cutting toward the outside of the jet. Now we have one side. Let's do this other one. I tried to open up a big space here to work in because I know it's a pretty big jet. Alright, so we're doing the 45 out. So we're going to be cutting on toward the outside of our piece. This is a fun jet to bring to your local field, and a lot of people ain't seen these out there. And this jet has a lot of power. That 70mm Detrim kit put on it. Alright, you guys. Hopefully that's our main airframe without no hang-ups here. I seem to got one. I'll just come back in here and find out where I missed. There it was. We just take our scrap pieces, put them off to the side. There's the rest of our pieces already cut out. So here we got our main airframe. You can see how it's taped on the bottom. And we're going to put some dihedral in this jet, so I need to leave this top open. We'll hot glue it, put it together, and create some dihedral in there. Go ahead and clean up a little bit of these cuts that I made. I like them stuff to look pretty nice. Alright. So now we're going to take and cut out our top of our fuselage, which is in our center of our main bat wing plans here. So again, these are just all pieces I cut out. Put this back here. I'll just take a piece of this leftover foam board that I got. Now I want to cut my top out of this. Take my bat wing, lay my plans up on here like so. So again, make sure you cut out your main wing before you cut out any of these pieces in the center of it. Let's go ahead and tape this down on here. I got some tape here. I'm not going to use very many pieces here, I just want to get her set on there. Again, this is the top of our fuselage. You can see it here. We're going to cut around the whole outer perimeter. Our EDF unit will be cut into the bottom of the bat wing itself. Alright, so I got my knives. Alright. Now for a lot of these long straight cuts, I'm just going to use my metal ruler here. Just go ahead and lay it on there. Again, these are all just straight cuts. Then at the end of them, you can see where it turns out a little here. We'll go in here and start making this turn. Just like so. Let's do the same thing for the other side. Set it on there real nice. They're all just straight cuts until you get to a certain point. Then you got to make them turn outward. Just like that. Now the only two cuts on this top piece, this is a 30-degree angle cut in with an arrow pointing toward the inside of your piece. So we'll come in here, put our knife at like a 30-degree angle, just run it down it. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Find like about a 30-degree angle, give her a slice. Now for the back, a couple of back pieces here that are these sharp turns. They're just straight cuts, but you want to use your X-Acto knife on these. And trust me, the X-Acto knife works great for this stuff. One. Two. Alright, now we'll come up to the front of the front. And the front of the fuselage has a 60-degree angle cut toward the front. So you're going to be cutting away from your piece. Go ahead and stick our ruler up here. I want to set my blade out a little bit so I can get a nice good angle on this. I'm just going to go ahead and make a 60-degree cut. Alright, so there's our top of our fuselage. Hopefully I got it all. Yes, I did. Alright. So there's the top of our fuselage. Here's our tail fins. These are going to be our canopy. There's two of these. These are just our templates we're going to be using in a few minutes. Alright, always make sure you keep your plans. Don't go getting rid of them. We're going to need them again at some point. Alright, let's go ahead and work on cutting these other pieces out of our plans. Now what I'll do is I'll just use 1/2 of this wing. Move that off to the side. Take some of our extra foam board we had left over. Get rid of these. Get rid of some of this stuff. All your garbage, I just kind of keep all my garbage in one area here. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and make the sides of our fuselage. This is the right side of the fuselage, so we're going to go ahead and cut this out. And I'm just going to use the piece that I cut out to go ahead and trace out another piece and get an exact duplicate. So I ain't got to go and cut off the other wing to make this piece again. I'll just go ahead and tape this on here real quick. Just like so. Now these are all just straight cuts. They're not marked because they're just straight cuts. I'll go ahead and use my razor knife. No angle on these, just straight. I'm going to do both sides and then top and bottom. Bottom. Yeah, you'll notice this foam board is a little thicker than that other stuff they sell. So make sure you get the Elmer's foam board. You get it at Walmart or Target. Alright, there's our piece for our side of our fuselage. Go ahead and ditch this. So we got our piece. I'm going to go ahead and just trace out a duplicate. Got a sticker on the other side of the other foam board. Like I said, I'm just going to trace this one out and get an exact duplicate. And anytime you trace out a piece like this, always remember to set your ruler on the inside of the black pen line. That way you get the exact same size. So again, I just made one, I cut out one with one piece of the template, flipped it over, traced it out. As you can see there, I got it traced out. Go ahead and just cut this piece out. Again, it's all just straight cuts for these. This is the side of your fuselage. So I'm going ahead and burying that pen line underneath the ruler. That way I get it the exact same size piece. Go ahead and bury it. So there's the two sides of our fuselage. Now for this side of your bat plans, I'm going to go ahead and use this side to cut off our elevon in the back. So I didn't even have to bother cutting this piece of paper out. We'll do that in a little while. That's a step down the road here. Again, keep all your plans together. Somewhere down the road you might crash and want to make some extra pieces. I'll just give you a rundown what I got here. Here's our two templates. These are the left and right side of our main fuselage. It's going to be like this, which then we get our tails stood up on there. I'm basically doing a lot of the cutting out of the plans right now, and then I'll do another video on assembling them here. Alright, now we can take and let's go ahead and move on to making this airfoil. Put all our pieces to the side here. This is the template we cut out to create our airfoil of our bat wing, which we're going to use it to place on the bottom side, and we're going to want it to sit flush down in there. And what I'm going to do, we'll go ahead and take this ink pen, press it down in here, and kind of spread this crack out. As you see, we needed to get some dihedral put in here, so that'll allow for my wing to bow down a little bit. I just ran my pen down that crack, or where the two pieces joined with the tape. So let's check our gauge again. Oh, and that's gonna be good. So let's take a scrap piece of foam here. I think I'll use this one here. We want to set the dihedral in this wing. I'm just going to take and hot glue this down onto a piece of foam here so I can set my bat wing in there once I glue it. Again, guys, I'm just gluing the template down onto an extra piece here. It looks to be good. Alright, so this is going to be our template to set our dihedral now. You just want to make sure you center it on there when you do it. And make sure you place it in the center of your wing, just like so. Alright, let's make sure we got some glue sticks on hand. I might run through a few of these. So what you're going to do is want to splay this open like this. We want to get some hot glue in between these two pieces. Then we want to hurry up and set it on our template to get the dihedral. So I'm going to run some glue up this real fast. Make sure you add enough, guys. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt to put a little bit more than you think you need in there. I'm gonna take and put it on my template, push it down. Make sure you're right in the center of your template too, guys. Again, I got the template right underneath the center of the wing. So we'll get the same dihedral all the way down. Just let this glue set up for a second. Alright, I'm thinking that should be good. Alright, so now we got our dihedral. This is great because you can, this backs up, you guys. Here we got our 70mm dark wing we're going to be doing a build of. This is the Detrum 70mm combo kit from hobbyparts.com. I already did a build video on the thrust tube here. It's just a 20-ounce foam cup, 70mm EDF unit in there. I already went ahead and took liberty to cut out some of these pieces. These are all just straight cuts. Whenever it's not marked, you know it's just a straight cut. And here's for setting your airfoil and your elevons in the back. This will be your template. I already went ahead and cut out the two tail fins and the two pieces of canopy on the bottom of your tail fins, but the rest are all just straight cuts. Alright, so now this makes it easier too to go ahead and, let me grab some scissors. Now we can go ahead and cut off some of this excess paper, kind of just in the way. Let's just get this right out of the way. Now you see we got our, just a smaller piece to work with. And trim this down a little smaller. Here's our two foam sheets that we're going to be using. Like I said, it's the Elmer's. These sheets come with a bow in them, and put the crown facing upward, or the bow facing upward. That way when we create our jet, we'll already kind of have an airfoil already built into the jet. So what I did here was trim down the plans. I got my two pieces of foam board laid out. I'm going to be using two pieces and just putting them together to create the main wing. So what I'll do is, this is the top of our jet. I'm going to take and flip both these over. I'll show you how we're going to attach these. And again, I'm just working on a carpet. It's always seems to work out better than anything else for cutting. Now I'm going to take some tape here, put our two pieces together. There's just some box tape I picked up, which I cut out of an extra piece of foam board here. And this is the Elmer's foam board. See it right here? It's Elmer's, and it's really kind of better stuff than your typical foam board. I mean, it already comes black inside and out, and it's thicker or more rigid than regular foam board. Not really thicker, just more rigid. And that's what I prefer to build all my 70mm jets out of. Alright. So like I said, I already went ahead and cut out some of these pieces. They were all straight cuts. The only thing you had to do was put a 30-degree angle in